If you're wedding planning and you're looking at multiple wedding venues, you might be wondering, how do I compare these venues apples to apples to make sure I'm comparing everything correctly, to make sure I'm not, misrepresenting one's the cheaper one when it's actually the most expensive. So today we're giving you about 4 things you should be looking at, checking out, and asking questions about so that you are able to accurately compare your wedding venue options apples to apples. So one of the first things that I really think couples overlook a lot, which is why I say it first, is the location, right? So you could be looking at one wedding venue in the middle of town, another wedding venue maybe half an hour, 40 minutes outside of town, another venue over there, another over here. And if you're looking at venues all across the city in different locations, it's probably not the most accurate representation when you're comparing them side by side. A lot of times when venues are further away, there's extra fees you have to think about. You have to think about possible transportation. Do you have to hire a shuttle or extra transportation for guests or the bridal party and limos and buses? Also, some of your vendors have travel fees and travel expenses and then delivery fees, which we talk about a lot. But if your venue is further outside of town, there could be additional delivery fees involved. And this can add up quickly, making that venue that might have seemed really cheap because it was further outside of town now be equal to or more expensive to some of the other venues you were comparing.
Boy, that was an earful.
It was.
It was a little earful, but it was good information. So I think the number 2 thing is overall food and beverage pricing and the gratuities and the taxes and the pluses, because food and beverage, as we said before, is really like a bulk of your budget, almost 40%. So just look at the food and beverage, make a column, maybe list your 2 options, option 1, option 2, and look at them side by side, because you want to know, like, with that plus on the end, like, which is more expensive.
It's true. And to even, again, food and beverage pricing, I know we're just gonna blow your minds here because venues do this and they price in all these different ways. So you might find as you're getting estimates, some venues give you a food and beverage minimum, while another venue might give you a price per person. So obviously you have to do a little bit of math in order to compare them apples to apples. So you either have to, I know, you either have to multiply or divide. And we actually are going to put a link to our blog post on this where we map it out piece by piece for you in case you're visual like some of us and you need to see those numbers. But you want to know, is it food and beverage? Is it price per person? You either have to do some multiplication or division, plus adding on those taxes and gratuities to make sure you are accurately comparing the pricing that's being quoted to you.
And I think this next one is super important. What is included in the venue? Do they have the tables? Do they have the chairs? Do they have the heaters if you're somewhere that's going to be chilly? Do they have the dance floor, the chargers to put on the table, the linens? There is so much. Get a list. What is included? This venue might have everything. This venue might have nothing, so it might help you make your answer quicker.
It really can, because it can just either blow the price out of the water or be like, wow, there's a lot of value. I understand why this venue maybe was a little bit more expensive. So as you're comparing venues side by side, know that just getting an estimate, holding them side by side really isn't enough to make that comparison. You need to dig a little bit deeper, consider the locations, consider service charge, taxes, gratuities, plus, all the extra, and look at how they're pricing it and what's included to really make a good, confident decision at the end of the day on what is the right wedding venue for you.
And don't be afraid to say, what are the hidden costs? Make sure you put all the costs down on that paper so I have all my options right in front of me.
Hopefully you have found this helpful. I know you have, and you want more. So check out our YouTube channel, poke around, but don't forget to subscribe so you can be sure to get all of our latest and greatest videos, and visit us on theweddingcourse.com because we are there. We have an e-course and we are going to guide you through your wedding planning from A to Z so you can just kick back and enjoy your day.
Happy wedding planning.